Hello, in today's video, we are going to build the AWS RDS infrastructure on Brainboard. So let's get started. The first resource we are going to use is going to be a region. We open the ID card and then here we are going to configure it. So it's Oregon. Now we are going to make it bigger to include a VPC. So the VPC is going to be here and we simply need to drag and drop it. Here is going to be default. US Oregon. Advanced configuration is going to be a variable. So we're going to create the variable and here the tags have been already created for us. So now we make it bigger. We look for variables. Here the VPC variable is going to be a string and then VPC variable we have the default is going to be here and here we can add a description as well. So, update. Now we can close it and go back to add another resource. The resource we are going to add is going to be the security group. We add it in the VPC. So now we are going to configure it. So it is going to be here, security group. Resource name is going to be default. Advanced configuration, we can add a description is going to be this one. Here we have the name default. Then we have the tags, the VPC, and we look for the ingress. So we have here the description is going to be here. From port is going to be a variable that we are going to create here. We have two port variable as well. Here is going to be TCP. And here we are good to go. So now we go back to the variable that we have created, db port. Here is going to be a string. The default is going to be, for example, this value. And we update. And here we can also add it as sensitive. Like that, we can hide the value. Here now we are going to add, so to make it bigger, and we are going to add an AZ here. We include it in the security group. We have AZ is going to be AZ4. Good. Advanced configuration, we look at it to A, and here we're good. Now we add another AZ is going to be here. So the other AZ, the name is going to be C. Advanced configuration is going to be 2B. So now we can add two subnets. Here, subnet in the AZ. We configure it. Here is going to be subnet. This one, VPC, okay. Advanced configuration. Okay, side block is going to be var subnet, so it's going to be another variable. And here we have the tags, so we can move forward with another VPC. So now we configure the other VPC is going to be here, subnet, like that. Advanced configuration, here we have 2B, so here it's going to be, we have the tags, and we're good here. Now we can actually name it. It's going to be 2A, and here is going to be 2B. So now we have the variable subnets here. We are going to configure them. So here we have here as map. Default is going to be here, and then update. So now we can actually add an RDS subnet group. It's going to be here. we add it in the security group. Now we are going to configure it. Is going to be this one. Subnet IDs is AWS underscore subnet ID here, and then AWS underscore subnet 2B. Okay, so now we look at advanced configuration for the description that we are going to add. It's going to be here. The name is going to be this one, and the tags already been good for us. So now I can create the connectors between these two resources, so here, and then this one. So now, like that. Now we can make resources bigger to include another resource, which is going to be DB on. So here it's going to be DB on EC2. It's going to be this one. We include it in the security group. Now we are going to configure it here. Here is going to be a variable that we are going to create. So here is var instance class. We have 50 here. Now we have DB subnet group name is going to be AWS underscore DB, and here is going to be name. So now we are good. Now we are going to look for parameter group name is going to be AWS DB parameter. We need to write it down to group, and here we can complete it by doing that. The password is going to be var here. Then here we have publicly accessible. Now we have skip final. After that we have the tags. The username is going to be Brainboard. The VPC security group ID is going to be AWS security ID. So now we look and everything is correct. So now we can actually look at the variables that we have created. Here, DB password is going to be string. The default is going to be here. The description, here we can add it as sensitive and then update. Now we look for instance class is going to be string. Here DB T2 is this one, and here we update. So now we are good to go. We can actually create the connector between this resource and this one. Now we can actually add another. So it's going to be parameter group resource, this one. It's going to be here in the security group. Now we are going to configure it. So here is going to be family Postgres 13. Advanced configuration, we look at logs. Tags already been created. Here we have log connections, and the value is going to be 1. And now we can close. Now we can create the connector between this resource and this one. Now here we can add another resource, is going to be Postgres here we can add it in the security group. So here replica, here in instance, so we look for variable instance class. We look for apply immediately. Identifier, we look at it here, is going to be DP replica. Parameter group name is going to be AWS underscore DB underscore parameter group name. Now publicly accessible. Then we have replicate source DB is going to be AWS DB instance DB1 identifier. Here we look for skip. Now we look for the VPC security group IDs is going to be AWS security group. Okay. And here we are good. Now we can create the connectors between these resources. So here is going to be a connector like that. And here is going to be a connector between these two resources here like that. And okay. Now we have created this architecture. We have the input here with the variables that we have created. We have generated the Terraform code, and now we're going to check that is actually valid. So here, action and do the plan. Here, Brainboard will give us the Terraform init and the Terraform state lock. Everything, as you can see, everything is green. So now, here, for example, as Brainboard is a collaborative solution, here is able to recognize that there is an ongoing action. You can switch off the plan and do the apply if you want and deploy it. Now we're actually going to convert, so create templates, organizational public, here AWS RDS, and publish it for you to be able to use it. Now, we're going back to templates. Here, for example, we look at QA, we don't have any. Here, we look at RDS, is this one. In one click, you are able to use it. You have the code that has been generated for you. I hope this video has been useful for you, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to help you build your own use case on Brainboard. Have a great day.